Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. Today we are picking up Macy and we're going to Higglers Farm. Higglers Farm in Wickham, which is Brit Stops. And there's going to be some easy for you to say. There's going to be some animals there. And some pigs and cows and sheep and goats and stuff like that. So, we'll see you there. Here we are. Looks like we've got the whole place to ourselves. It's a Brit Stop, so it's free. But they do sell bacon and eggs and sausages and all that down at the shop, and milk, and they've got chickens and goats and cows and all that sort of thing here. So he said they're going to be bringing the cows out in a minute. So you get to see that. Cool, huh? Obviously, we'll show you. And this is our lovely view. Excuse the wind. Farm shops down there. Beautiful. Ooh, windy. So this meerkat is now on the van. Why is this meerkat on the van?
Because I am a meerkat, duh!
Okay.
I'm a meerkat!
Brian? There was a crisscross, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I think that one was crisscross. Little red. Who's this one? Cheeky one.
He's paint.
Look, there's some geese there as well.
He's mommy, and that's biscuit.
Oh.
Oh, say that again.
I'm hungry.
Of course you're hungry. Macy won't get out of bed, so I'm stood outside because we only have this much room when the bed's down.
I'm making a pillow fort.
Are you? But it's lovely outside. We've got to go and see the chickens and the goats and stuff. Get up.
Cozy.
Did you know as well, YouTube people won't know this, Macy does karate in her sleep. I reckon she could be in the next Cobra Kai movie. Get up! So we woke up to the lovely sounds of the cows mooing and the chickens cooing. Do chickens coo? Cluck? I don't know what they do. It's lovely, isn't it? Got the gorgeous sunshine out today. It rained all through the night, but that's alright. So yeah. Very peaceful night's sleep. Brilliant park up on Brit Stops. It does say on there that it's a petting zoo, and it's not. So if you do want to come here, don't expect to be able to pet the animals, because you can't. But there is plenty of animals to look at, and you can get quite close. But we're going to go down there in a minute after our coffee to the shop, pick up some goodies, and make some breakfast. Macy's made the bed like a good girl. Just hold the button, love. Hold the button. Do you want me to do it? Yeah, we got a living room bar. Poke all the little lights up. Lovely. Alright, so that was Higglers Farm. Talking to the farmer, he was a bit confused over why he's even a Brit Stop in the first place, which we thought was kind of strange. He said that he didn't even know he was in Brit Stops, and that one day this German family turned up and wanted somewhere to park, but he said he doesn't mind all that much, but he had no idea that it was advertised as a petting zoo as well. And he explained that you can't let people pet the animals, because if he does that, then he has to have insurance and he has to put washing facilities in. And he said these aren't really pets, it's a proper farm, and you know, these pigs and cows and stuff are bred to go off and be made into sausages and burgers and steaks and things. And if you've got children, you know, getting to know the animals and stuff, he thought it was a bit weird. One thing we didn't appreciate was how graphic he got about some of his activities as a farmer. Obviously the butchering of the animals, and he did tell a little story about how he went out with his friend that evening and shot a deer, and then couldn't believe his luck when another deer ran past and he shot another one. They ended up shooting 5 deers, and took them to the butcher's in the morning after skinning them and stuff. Luckily, Macy wasn't in earshot of all that, so I don't know if that would have been distressing for her, but being 7 years old. But anyway, so beware of that if you are thinking of going there. We did ring ahead. You should always ring ahead, and they said it was fine to come along, so we did, and we bought some black pudding and some eggs and bacon and stuff, which we had yesterday morning, which was absolutely delicious, to be honest with you. Anyway, this part of the video, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that some of you guys have brought up. I did put out a post the other day saying to you guys, or asking you guys, what's the one thing you wish you knew before hitting the road? So this is for existing van life and stuff. So this might be helpful for people if they're considering doing van life as well. So the first comment was, if you're always on the road, it gets stressful and quite exhausting finding somewhere to park up every night. Sometimes it's late by the time you get to a spot, and it's disconcerting waking up and not knowing where you are. Totally agree with that to a certain degree. I mean, for us, we have designated places we go, because we've been doing this now over 2 years, and we've discovered places where we can go. There has been some park ups that have been taken away, so we've had to find other ones. If you watch Urban Motorhome, for instance, he's very, very good at explaining how he finds park ups and stuff. He's been doing it for 9 years. He's really knowledgeable, so I recommend checking him out. Not sponsored by him or anything like that, but I found him very useful as well. But basically, there are plenty of places you can park up. There's unwritten rules to it, I would say, like don't park outside someone's windows, don't block driveways, don't block junctions, that kind of thing. Try and find like a hedge or an open space, or opposite a field or something like that. Always look out for parking signs and all that kind of thing, and don't outstay your welcome, if that makes sense. Don't like park up for months on end and build a fort, you know. We tend to move around. We don't usually stay anywhere more than a couple of nights, maybe 3, depending. But we do have like our usual spots that we go to. And yeah, sometimes you do wake up and you think, where did I park last night? You know, that kind of thing. As you get into it, you will find where you can go and what's acceptable. You know, generally people leave you alone as long as you just keep yourself to yourself and keep clean and tidy and all that kind of thing. I've said that before. So as a couple planning on leaving everything and starting full-time van life with our kids, I am personally obsessed with cost, budgets and cheap, safe park ups. So this is from somebody that's obviously looking to go into it. Doing it with your kids is another challenge. It's something we fortunately didn't have to do. Obviously we had a dog at the beginning, but we sadly don't anymore, so it's just me and T-Bone. I would say if you're doing it with children, you have to make sure you've got enough space. I mean, we live in quite a largest van. It's 6.5 meters long. You know, it's got 4-berth. I've made it a 4-berth. And it's quite comfortable, and we do have our granddaughter with us occasionally, and it's fine. You know, there's plenty of space. She gets a bit, you know, messy, but there is enough space. Winter would be harder, I would say, because it's harder you can't go outside as much. But it's fine. We're fine with, and she's 7, you know, but that's just one child. So kids, if you've got multiple kids, it might be a bit of a challenge, and I would suggest, yeah, getting the biggest rig you possibly can. Budgets, costs, and safe park ups. So budget and costs, I would say it can be as cheap as you want it to be. I mean, me and T-Bone, we're like in a fortunate position because she has a pretty good job. I've now been able to cut back on my work, and I'm building up a business at the moment, so we are able to visit campsites now and again. Majority of the time we don't, but we, especially through the summer, we have, and you've seen in videos and stuff, and we've been around some different places exploring. But if we want to, we can go on a campsite, and we do that through the winter occasionally, especially to charge up and things like that, because, you know, solar is a bit naff in the winter and things like that. And sometimes you just want to not worry about it. You know, you just want to park up and just not worry about anything, water, power, people, you know, that kind of thing. So we're lucky like that. But I mean, if you don't do campsites, then it will be obviously a lot cheaper. And if you don't move around as much and drive as much, that's another massive cost. I'd say one of the biggest costs is fuel. Spend a lot of money on petrol. So, and the rest of the costs are the rest of the costs. You know, it is obviously cheaper to live in a van. I mean, water is free, if not very inexpensive, and food is food. You know, that's what it is. But heating the van is really cheap with the diesel heater, and power, electricity. Most of our power is free. I say in the winter, sometimes you have to go and buy power, like going to a campsite, or we use an EV charging point to charge up an EcoFlow or whatever. But yeah, generally electricity is pretty non-existent. Don't have to pay for that. That's what I mean by that. But it can be cheap as you want it to be. As far as safe park up goes, again, it comes back to just being sensible and obviously having your security measures in place as well. I mean, security on this van, I could make a whole video about that, but we have warning stickers on the van as well. The van is tracked. It's got multiple cameras around the van, and you make sure everything's locked, steering lock, clutch lock, and all that kind of thing. So it's as safe as it can be, alarms, you know, and all that stuff. But generally, like I said, I haven't had any problems at all. I've had a couple of people knock on the door, one of which became a good friend, actually, so sometimes that's all right. But I think it's just about being sensible and choose where you park. I would feel more vulnerable being parked up in like a really remote place. I know some people love that because they love out in the nature, don't they? And I love being out in the nature as well, but if you're sort of more in view, but not in the way, you know what I mean? Perhaps, I don't know, but you do get used to it. That's what I'm going to say. Thanks for those comments as well. Really, really helpful. I hope it helps other people. Personally, if you for whatever reason you want to do van life, I would say do it anyway, because it's such an experience, and you don't know till you try it. You know, I know a lot of people try it and they hate it and then they go back to a house. That's completely fine. We didn't know whether we were going to like it or not. They say if you can get past the first year and you still loving it, then you're all right. Like I say, some people, you know, can't sleep properly out in the wild. We don't have a problem. I fall asleep. No worries. We get good night's sleep. So, all that said and done, I think that's about it really. So, thank you again, and God bless you, and thanks to everyone that's subscribed to the channel, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one.
We'll ride these roads forever, side by side we'll chase the sweetest moments whispered in our little space. With laughter and loving every turn we take, this van called Amazing Race, no chance will break.